Hey YouTube people, I've been doing a follow-up to my inking video because I had so many questions on the last one and I wanted to respond to several of the questions that I had and test some new software stacks that people were interested in. So let's just go ahead. We're going to look at Autodesk Sketchbook, Artflow, Krita, Concepts, and we're going to look and see what all of the buttons do in each of those fields. Each of those software stacks and see how they look. So let's start with Artflow to begin with. So we have our little button over here that gives you your tools on the sides. So we've got different. There's a round marker, and it seems to. It's definitely working with pressure sensitivity. The eraser button, let's see what that does. That is doing an erase, it's just really light, so we'll probably have to change that button's really hard to push in this software. There we go. So that's definitely a problem. You have to get right on the button. That's a little bit difficult, but that's fine. And that gives us a bigger eraser. Seems like it's acting as you would expect. Let's see what the button does. The button seems to be erasing. Let's see if when we switch back to the brush, if it lets us use the eraser. So we're drawing, hold down the button. Nope. So in Artflow, this button doesn't seem to do anything, but the eraser on the back of the pen does erase, so that is good. Let's test full screen mode. So one of the things I noticed with this piece of software is it's really hard to get it to, there we go. It doesn't want to go, it really doesn't want to go full screen. There it goes though. Okay, we're able to get it. We're missing, okay, nope, it's good. So we're able to draw. It isn't spanning the gap when we draw a line like it was in the other software I was using, but that's it kind of is, but that's just dependent on how it's configured in the software stack, I believe. So tap to restart this app and go full screen. Well, let's go ahead and try it, see what happens. Okay, so it's mostly working. However, I'm losing all my swiping capabilities from the side. There we go. It's a little finicky with the controls. It's really hard to get it to. You end up drawing all over your. I guess technique. I guess if you're forceful, no. So this app is proving to be a little difficult to work with, and I'm thinking that it's because it doesn't have borders. In general, it tends to make everything disappear, so you're drawing. So a little bit dicey for this piece of software. In fact, it's actually really frustrating to work with. So that was Artflow. Let's take a look at Autodesk Sketch. And this one definitely is working with pressure sensitivity. If I hold down the pen button on this, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Let's try the back end of the pen with the eraser. It is erasing, so that's good. Another request I had was palm rejection, so bear with me. I'm going to place my hand on it and try to draw it. There's actually not a whole lot of room for your palm to be resting. You can rest on the other screen and it still writes. I didn't get any errors there. So palm rejection seems to be handled okay on this device, but like I say, it's so small your wrist can rest off of the side of the machine, and you can reach anywhere you need to for drawing without putting your wrist on it yet. You get a big enough area that you can work. And if you turn it sideways, let's go ahead and turn this sideways, and then let's actually pull Autodesk into a full screen mode like this, and you're actually working with a lot of real estate here, and you can reach pretty much the entire portion of the screen without resting your hand on it or needing to rest your hand on it. But let's go ahead and try some palm rejection like this. Yep, it's working just fine. So that was Autodesk Sketch. Let's go ahead and have a look at concepts. I'm not familiar with this one, but let's go ahead and see how well it works. Looks like we've got inking. I don't know if I'm getting a pressure sensitivity off of this one. Let's see if I can use a bigger. Yes, there it is there. I just was using a lighter pen. Pressure sensitivity is good. Palm rejection seems fine. The eraser on the back seems to just be drawing, so that's interesting. And then what we'll do is I'll push this button while drawing, and that does everything. So this Concepts app does not seem to respect erasers, for one. So maybe some work to do there on this app. Let's try full screen. Oh, and that one as well was having a little bit of an issue. There we go. And that opens up nicely. However, we've got issues here because it's now not writing. So that's a problem. So Concepts is going to do okay. Ooh. You know what? It's not even writing anymore. Let's try switching sides and seeing if that makes a difference. No, we kind of so maybe that was something I did. Maybe I hit a button. I'm not sure, but let's try going full screen again. Nope. So Concepts has an issue for the person who is asking about that. You won't be able to draw in full screen mode with this software till it is updated. So let's go ahead and close this one out if we can. There we go. Let's just get rid of that. Now let's move on to Krita. So I hope this one does well, because it is in beta, but it is really cool software. Alright, Krita, we're going to do a new file. We'll do maybe US letter size, and already you can tell that this software would benefit from a little more space, because I can't even click the button. So let's go ahead and make this go full screen if possible. Voila, create. Okay, that actually is much better. In fact, it's almost like this software needs to have a Surface Duo to even work, or a large Android tablet. So that works, both sides. Let's see what the eraser does. The eraser is working, but it lagged for a minute there. So looks okay now. Let's try the button. Oh, the button lets you drag. It is recognizing that that pen button that lets you drag and move. That's actually really cool. You could move to different parts of your painting without having to switch tools or use a 2-finger swipe or something like that. So I'm liking that. We are getting some lagginess though. It doesn't look perfect, and it shot that line across like it is not quite 100% certain on what it's filling with the stylus. So few little quirks on Krita. So that's it's manageable, but you may get some errors that you're constantly going to have to undo with Krita. So let's try moving it to one side, and it still works just fine. The other side works just fine. Okay, so that's Krita. Let's test palm rejection on Krita really quickly and make sure that that's, yeah, palm rejection seems just fine. So let's go back to our OneNote. So we tested Sketchbook, Krita, Artflow, and Concepts on palm rejection, full screen, and buttons. Hopefully this helps you artists out there to know what it's going to work. Concepts has issues. Artflow seemed good. Krita seemed okay. Sketchbook seemed good. So hopefully this helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.